secretary. You know, just to let you know,
hi, I'm George.
You are the issue. Plain and simple. You're the issue. No, nobody else.
Foreman, do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up. with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
An issue. And everybody knows it except for her, obviously. Well, I think even maybe she really understands and knows that she is she's an issue, and that they are sticking to that the field is sticking to the issues, which is her. Plain and simple, she's the issue. But she doesn't want people to. She wants to try to get away from that. But let's face it, her campaign was in trouble before she even announced because of all of her scandals. Plain and simple. Welcome back, folks, to the Rod Eccles Show. Last half-hour segment here. I mean, just flying by. This night is just flying by. Here's something else. In regards to police officers. And the Supreme Court handed down a decision today, 6-3. Pretty, you're almost not going to get a better, rate than that, considering the makeup of the court. But the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 on Tuesday that the Constitution forbids police from holding a suspect without probable cause, even for fewer than 10 extra minutes. Now, writing on behalf of the court, get who wrote on behalf of the court on this positive manner. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg declared that the constitutional protections against unreasonable search and seizure prevented police from extending an otherwise completed traffic stop to allow for a drug-sniffing dog to arrive. So in other words, police can't hold you there in the hopes that, a dog is going to arrive that can sniff out your car. The Supreme Court just said, because people have always said there's a problem with this. This cannot be legal. It cannot be constitutional that they can just take this dog, run it around the car, and if the dog acts like it smells, drugs, that they're going to be able to search your vehicle. And a lot of times it's been a false positive. Everybody thinks that, no, dogs are dogs. You can't train the dog out of a dog. And they're not 100% full. In fact, I've seen studies where it said that, that dogs are only 50-50 accurate. So even if they were, 80-20, 70-30, really? You think that is okay? To detain that statistic would be okay enough in your mind to detain a totally innocent person and putting them through hell. Remember, we had a founding father that said it is better to let a guilty man go free than to imprison an innocent man. And remember, we have a constitution that prevents from unreasonable search and seizure. I'm surprised it had to go to I guess I'm not surprised it had to go to the Supreme Court. Now, the case Rodriguez versus United States was brought by a man who was pulled over for driving on the shoulder of a Nebraska highway. After the police pulled him over, checked his license, and issued a warning for his erratic driving, the officer asked whether he could walk his drug-sniffing dog around the vehicle. The driver, Dennis Rodriguez, refused. However, the officer nonetheless detained him for 7 or 8 minutes until a backup officer arrived, and then the original officer retrieved his dog. After sniffing around the car, the dog detected drugs, and Rodriguez was indicted for possessing meth. Why couldn't I? I just had a problem pronouncing that, didn't I? Wow. No, my mouth is not getting tired. I just said the words early today, too. Anyway, meth. In all, the stop lasted less than 30 minutes. According to the Supreme Court, though, that search of Rodriguez's car was illegal, and the evidence gathered in it should not be used at trial. While officers may use a dog to sniff around the car during the course of a routine traffic stop, they cannot extend the length of the stop in order to carry it out. Now, first of all, I think the Supreme Court is wrong because they don't have a reason to, again, dogs are not 100% accurate. And if they don't have a reason to have a dog present to sniff around your vehicle, then they shouldn't be doing it. And even if they do it, that's not cause enough to go searching your car. Again, what if you're a person that has a legal drug on you? You know, you get a prescription and the dog smells illegal. It's possible. It's happened. I mean, you're going to have to go through and try to explain to the cop and try to prove to them that you have a prescription and blah, blah, blah. Or you're going to have to, sit there on the side of the road, embarrass as all hell while they go through your car, rip it apart, tear stuff out, throw it on the highway, and then have to put it, then just throw it back in when they don't find anything. Or if you're lucky enough to be more than a few, and we know this to be a fact, to have a cop who's looking to make a score, plant some evidence on you. That's happened. There's no need for it. Yes, I know we have this war on drugs, and I'm all for keeping certain drugs, controlled, and just getting off this whole drug war thing, because it really hasn't benefited society. It's benefited the prison industry, and it's benefited the government as far as fines and everything are concerned, but it hasn't benefited the American people in general. I mean, we still have a bigger problem as ever with illicit drugs. We need to find a different way to handle this problem. Just sending cops out there and saying, okay, arrest anybody with these illegal controlled substances is not going to work. It hasn't worked. And so to keep on trying the same thing and expecting a different result is not. How many police officers? Let me ask a serious question. How many police officers' lives have we lost due to this war on drugs? Are you telling me it's worth it? Now, I'm not talking about perpetrators here. I know some people are going to think, man, you're just going for the perpetrator. No, I'm not talking about the perpetrator. If that perpetrator is guilty, then him dying is not a big concern to me. The criminal dying is in the course of committing a crime is not of concern to me. What is of concern to me is taking our brave men and women who are police officers and putting them in harm's way for no good reason, and having them lose their lives for no good reason. The way we're going about this war on drugs is not working, and it is costing police officer lives. And it should not. All because you have people in power whose real goal for this is the money. It is money and control. Hell, if they could make cigarettes illegal and make it because of nicotine, and make them a controlled substance, they would do it if they could get away with it. Maybe someday they will, because they're trying awfully hard to make it nearly impossible for you to smoke it. I mean, there are states that are instituting laws now where you can't even smoke one of those e-cigs in public now. Really? An e-cigarette? Yeah, I mean, they're trying to tell us that e-cigs are bad for your health, and there is no secondhand smoke with e-cigs, so I don't know why you can't smoke it in public. But no, you can't. Some places are starting to say, no, you can't smoke e-cigs either. Really? Whose business is it? It's getting to the point where they're going to try to say, tobacco is now illegal. It's like marijuana. And for those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Rio Linda, that's marijuana or pot. And yeah, I'm going to say, I don't think pot should be illegal. I don't think people should smoke it. But then again, aspirin is legal, and so is alcohol. But I don't think people should imbibe in either one of those.